Hello and welcome to the $1 Million Message. This is your Fearless Friday message with Callie DeBlander Brigham, calling from beautiful Pensacola Beach, Florida. And happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. And today we are celebrating that wonderful gift of freedom. And we also always want to recognize that it was paid for by courage and sacrifice. And freedom means a lot of things, doesn't it? I'm going to talk about that just for a quick minute because we have to on this 4th of July. And then I'm going to give you a follow-up to the lucky versus unlucky. Do you remember that message that I had on Friday the 13th, a month or so ago? Yeah, I've got a follow-up to that. And then I'm going to give you a free, just for you, quick tip on how to work the makeover contest. I know, kind of all over the place, but I'm free to be me, and that's one of the things I like to do. So just starting on the most important thing, I was thinking about what freedom means that you get to choose. Freedom means choice. And for those of you that know the 5 core needs, you'll know that freedom and choice is one of them, and spoiler alert, it is my top one. So I am all about some freedom. But it's freedom that you get to choose what you focus on, who you spend your time with, the mindset you bring each day, the limits you break through, the dreams that you chase. I remember hearing a phrase that we're not born winners or losers, we're born choosers. So to ask yourself, where am I not fully using my freedom? Are you free from old stories that keep you stuck? Are you free from comparing your journey to someone else's? Are you free to forgive and move on? Are you free to build the business or life you really want? Because the greatest way to honor this freedom is to live fully in it. So I just want to ask you today, almost a little challenge, if you will, to identify an area where you can declare independence today from maybe a fear or a bad habit or a toxic mindset or anything that holds you back. You can take one step to act on that today. I know that might sound simple, but guess what? It really is a choice, and you're free to choose. Okay, so a few weeks back on Friday the 13th, I shared a message of lucky versus unlucky, and there were some social experiments with people that thought that they were lucky and people that they thought they were not lucky. And it really boiled down to awareness and openness and really that own person's attitude towards things. Okay, so this past Saturday, I woke up like any other Saturday and was going to do what I do on most every Saturday morning that we're in town, and that was go for a run. Now, let me back up real quickly and say that today, on July 4th, Independence Day, we're having a huge neighborhood party, a tent and a DJ, and some of the men are cooking meat and all that stuff. Well, it's happening at the end of the cul-de-sac, which is my street. And I'll just admit, we haven't had a ton of time for yard work in our lives, and our kids have been out of town, but it's something that just kind of spurs you up when you know the whole neighborhood's going to be down right in front of your house. So Josh and I were going to do some yard work. We had some pine straw to lay, but we've got these palm trees, 2 of them in particular that really needed a haircut, if you know what I mean. They really needed some trimming. The problem is the one by the street is at least 20 feet tall. And last year, they just keep growing. And last year, oh my goodness, I thought I was going to have my husband break his neck. We rigged up a ladder. I mean, it was a whole thing. So we knew that this year we're not going to tempt fate twice. And we really just need a lift, one of those mechanical lifts that has a little kind of stand on it. You can get up in there, easy peasy. The problem is they're pricey. And if we're going to have somebody come trim the trees, they've got their time, their labor, and the cost of the lift. And I just haven't wanted to spend money on it. And okay, you get the idea. So this lift has been a topic of conversation for a while. And we sent out a message to a bit of a shady character named Patrick. Not super trustworthy, not really sure what all he's on, if you know what I mean. But he has been known to shimmy up trees, okay? So we're waiting to hear back from Shady Patrick. It's Saturday morning. I'm going to go for my run because that's what I do on Saturday mornings. The problem is it was raining when I woke up, so it delayed my run for a little bit. The other problem is I usually like to run east, but there are shorebirds that nest. Yes, it's their nesting season, and these mama birds will attack you with a vengeance. If you've never seen a shorebird fly straight at your head trying to peck your eyes out, so I couldn't run when I normally do, and I couldn't run east. So now I'm going to run west. Now, running west when the rain cleared is the same path that I actually walk now, but when I walk and I finish my walk, I don't divert through a neighborhood called the Sugar Bowl. But when I run, I want to hit a certain number of miles, so I divert through the Sugar Bowl. Are you with me yet? I know. Just bear with me. So it's Saturday. I'm running later. I'm running the opposite direction, and I'm running a little bit of a different path. I finish my run, and I'm cooling down, and I'm at the back of our neighborhood now. And I see my neighbor, who's a very good friend of mine. She's running towards me. And we meet right at the back of this neighbor's house. And Mandy also normally doesn't run that time. She also normally runs east. And she normally doesn't turn down this way, but she said something in her said, I wonder if Callie's out running today. Let me see if I can find her. Sure enough, so we're standing there. We're probably 10, 15 minutes talking. And we get to the topic of the neighborhood party, and then we get on the topic of the lift. And we're saying, maybe we should just hire somebody once a year. And we're all these things. We're talking for a good 10 minutes about a lift. And as we're talking, there's a gentleman that comes out on my neighbor's porch, waves and says, hello, very nice. We thought maybe he's a relative visiting. And then a few more minutes later, he comes down to where we are on the street, and he says, hey, ladies, I'm getting ready to fire this up, and it's going to be kind of loud, and I just wanted to warn you. We both turn, and right before our very eyes, could have reached out and bit us, is a lift. I mean, Mandy said that if we'd been on hidden camera, everyone in the audience would have been screaming, there's a lift right there. Is there a lift? I mean, you could reach out and touch it. Literally, if you saw my stories, we took a picture of it. It was right there the whole time. And I said, excuse me, as a matter of fact, I need your lift. We got to talking. He was doing some renovation work on this house, and my neighbor, Miss Marilyn, had rented the lift through Wednesday, and he said, I've got the lift. I mean, I could just ask her permission. I said, she loves me. Of course she'll say yes. Okay, 1 hour later, the lift comes rolling down the street about 1 mile an hour to my house. Daryl, who's never trimmed a tree before but said, how hard could it be, is up on the lift using our tools and trimming our trees. So within 2 hours, I had my trees trimmed with a lift. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right? And I thought, this is the story of lucky versus unlucky. The awareness. I mean, I would have run right past that lift, or I wouldn't have run past it at all, or how many circumstances needed to happen? Yet how many times do we question when we get diverted, or something happens, or something goes wrong? Something went wrong that morning with the weather. Something went wrong that morning with the shorebirds. Yet it all went perfectly right. And I just want to share that story with you today, because you may be diverted today or this weekend. I want you to be open. And then, of course, I had to open my big mouth, right? I had to talk to Daryl, and turns out he's a licensed subcontractor, and we're always looking for those for our family business who does restoration. Okay, I just wanted to share that story because my mind is still blown. My parents just got back from Idaho with my kids last night. My mom said, by the way, do you still need, is Shady Patrick coming out? And I said, I don't need Shady Patrick. You won't believe the story. Okay, so let me wrap up today's message because I know you got cookouts to get to. But we've got this makeover contest from Mary Kate coming out on the 15th of July through the end of August. And I just wanted to say one technique, and I just want you to be aware and open and be free to ask. You might get lucky that one thing that I did to build my business wasn't just makeovers, but I did makeover portfolios. And I didn't just do one. I did whatever I needed at the time. I did seasonal portfolios, so I would do a summer portfolio, or I did occupation portfolios, or I did professional women portfolios that wanted to network. I did sorority portfolios. I did server portfolios. So anybody that I would meet could go into portfolio. You can do it digitally. You can have a photo album on your social media if you want to, and whatever you choose to do. But I would meet somebody, we'd be talking, I said, oh, you know what? I have a portfolio of generations. I have a portfolio of insurance agent. I need an insurance agent for my professional woman's portfolio. So I just wanted to give you that idea. So this weekend, when you're around a bunch of people, you can start to have the conversations so that you can enter them into the makeover contest. Okay. That was a lot to share with you today. It's Independence Day. You're free to choose. Choose wisely. And then you're free to choose to be lucky. And then you're free to ask whoever you want to be part of the makeover contest. All right. Have a great day. Have a wonderful week. Be with you next week. Bye-bye.